So, shall we begin? There are some tasks that I'm unequipped to handle myself, and I need your assistance. Excellent. As you've hopefully been made aware by now, the source of the weather phenomenon outside is a device that is under our control. Or rather, the lack thereof. Control, that is. In order to solve this error, we'll need to acquire the weather machine's blueprints. They are in the wall safe just over there. I've been known to be a bit creative with resources in the past, but I am not that wasteful. The safe can only be opened with a key that my beloved wife Cassie has chosen to hide in a very secure location. So secure that only she knows where it is. This is problematic, as she has been unwell and unresponsive for quite some time. That said, she was a diligent note-keeper. I'm certain you could find out where she moved the key to if you were to search through her notes. You should find them all in our room upstairs. It is unlocked, so you should be able to just walk in. With my condition as it is, I'm unable to do this myself, and thus, my new friend, the task falls to you.
What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our, you know...
I dare say I barely understand it myself. Prior to certain circumstances, I was blind, born that way. Since sad circumstances, I've come to be able to see, but not in the traditional sense. Alas, written text, paper, and terminal alike remain my mortal foe. Discussing the boring details any further are for another time, though. Please, let's return to the matter at hand. You will? Oh, wie wunderbar. Best of luck. I could use some help over here.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
What if we go back to the surface? Nobody wants to know us because of It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
I'll have to keep an eye on Audrey. I think the stress of everything is getting to her. Make it quick. I've been spread thin dealing with surface-side security concerns. My more menial tasks have started to slip through the cracks, however. I can tell you're equipped to handle much worse, but tackling some issues from my backlog would be of great service to me, at least as a start. There are 3 in particular who often bring up issues to me. You can start there. They are vocal. They'll be more than happy to provide details on themselves. There are 3 residents that have been complaining about a myriad of concerns. Margaret, Lawrence, and Julio. Your best bet is to track them down. They're likely lounging about waiting for someone else to handle the hard work. They should have more than enough to keep you busy for the time being. Report back when it's been handled. In the meantime, I have other matters I need to attend to, so please, excuse me.
And news. Screw it. I miss how it was before.
Is there a reason you're loitering in my office?
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here. Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it.
Looking for someone?
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse?
so much good around here. It's refreshing.
Someone do so much good around here. It's refreshing.
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating? What brings you back in here?
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better? What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our...
What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our condition?
What brings you back in here?
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
Wow. Your skin isn't split at all. And then I saw...
People who eavesdrop
Do you
are the
mind?
worst.
Reason to think it won't be.
How about some space?
Oh, a stranger. We haven't seen anyone from outside in a while. What brings you here? That we've spent far too long cooped up here. I can't wait to get back to work.
You said it, sister.
Is there anything else? What's a ghoul?
Is that what they're calling our condition outside? Those bastards.
That means this is a widespread condition, and not unique to us.
I suppose we do look ghoulish.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
Smooth skin? That's an interesting way of putting it.
Ooh, I like that. Those smooth-skinned bastards.
If we make contact with the outside again, it wouldn't hurt to use their terminology.
Thanks for the intel. Is there anything else? Now, why would we tell you that, stranger?
Yeah, a real nosy stranger. Hey, Julio, get it? Because they got a nose and we don't.
It ruins the joke when you explain it, Lawrence.
Is there anything else? Chief Oberlin's finally getting around to dealing with this, huh? And sending in a stranger to boot. He must have it tough. Yeah, there's a few things we've brought up before. Most of it in the lower levels. Things like strange noises coming from the generator room. People are scared to go check it out in case one of the Lost are in there.
Oh, also, we have a huge rat problem in the storage room. As in, huge rats. Last time I was on a food run, something jumped right past me and snatched it. Damn near took my arm with it, too.
And, someone should probably take care of Alfie.
Yeah. Alfie was one of us, but his condition got worse until he got us to lock him in his room. He's probably lost his mind by now, but no one could bring themselves to do what needs to be done. You didn't know him, though. If there's anything you could do for him, we'd appreciate it.
Don't you be starting to change things up around here.
We're just guessing, to be honest.
And it works,
Hard to
damn it.
tell why the Lost do anything they do.
We've been hearing whispers and pops like static electricity, which is pretty much exactly what the Lost sound like. We also know what happens when you get too close. They'd kill us as soon as you'd squash a bug.
That's if they don't turn us into one of them first. There's too few of us left now to take a risk like that, but, you look very capable.
Is there anything else? Rad rats? We'll need to make a note of all these new terms outsiders use.
Since the earthquake, we've been experiencing more and more of the wasteland's wonders. And we're not exterminators, much less seasoned fighters. That's why we put in a security request to deal with it.
They've been left like that for so long. They've probably multiplied by now.
Seeing someone
Is there
so
anything
much
else?
around here. It's
Alfie was a good guy. Had a tendency to overdo things, though.
Remember when he skipped work because he wanted to find out if we could still get hangovers after the change?
Yeah, I remember that. I had to take over his shift the next day, that bastard.
His apartment is in the lower levels. The key is still down there. Somewhere. Is there anything else? You can get to the lower levels from the elevators just over there. There's also a stairwell down just across the atrium that leads directly to the storage room. Good luck. And thank you.
Good luck down there, and, welcome to Vault 63.
Have you heard about... Ugh, again?
You smell something weird?
I miss research and science. And
The one from outside. How's the storm?
screw it. I miss how it was before.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here. The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression. The one from outside. How's the storm?
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting. We felt the whole vault shaking a while.
need something?
Welcome back. How are things going? We're sorry that you had to be the one to deal with all of that.
Yeah, it's good to know there are still people outside, especially people who are capable.
Thanks. We couldn't have done it ourselves. Is there anything we can do for you? Well, we're not really ones to gossip.
Not with outsiders, anyway. But you're alright.
Maybe we can share a few details.
I don't see why not. What did you want to know?
Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storm.
Well, it used to be a lot busier. We'd take the rail line to work in the different wings each day. Then there was the accident, which, honestly, we still don't know much about. After that, most folks we knew became what we call the Lost. And the Overseer became, well... Oh, and then there was the earthquakes recently. That destroyed any way of easily reaching the other wings, even if we wanted to fight them back from the Lost.
It's not all bad. We got food, shelter, safety, and space. It'll sure be nice to be able to get back to work, but just think of it as an extended vacation.
I'm more worried about how much work we'll have to catch up on when things get back to normal. If they ever get back to normal.
Don't you be starting
We tried to keep working here in the atrium, even outside the vault. But in the end, we just... stopped. Been locked in here a while now. And looks like nothing's changing until that storm outside passes. Strict but fair. He runs a tight ship. As long as you hit your deadlines and don't cause problems, he's actually pretty pleasant.
But you don't want to find yourself on his bad side. I heard he was a pretty ruthless businessman before his overseer days. I doubt he's actually changed all that much. Just don't mention his, condition. It's kind of a sensitive subject.
You have to be in the business world, especially in wartime. He's always been pretty respectful during the rounds and inspections, especially when Cassidy was around. Say what you will about the man, it's clear he would do anything for his wife. He was head over heels for her.
She did keep him level-headed. She just up and disappeared one day. I hope she's doing well wherever she is.
Is there anything else? He's friendly, but can be dismissive. He does his best to keep things safe and orderly, but we can see he kind of resents it. Especially having to work for Overseer Stoltz. We just haven't figured out why, other than being overworked. The Overseer seems to be keeping him extra busy lately. Particularly after everything that's been going on.
Science. And discoveries.
He's always been friendly. Heck,
Screw
even
it.
used to be
I
fun.
miss how it
Would
was
always be up to
before.
party after work. Now though, huge stick in the mud. Can't say I blame the guy, but last few years, he's been more, what's the word?
Boring.
Cold. Bottled up. Like a shaken Nuka-Cola ready to burst.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Yeah. We'll spread the word that you are someone trustworthy. Thanks again for all the help. You're all right, outsider.
Yeah, people who eavesdrop are the worst.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Are there many like us out there? You know, with the skin?
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
Maybe I can dig up some information on the rest of Appalachia. You're back. I hope you have good news for me. Well, color me surprised. Good work. With that out of the way, I'll be able to focus on the more important matters, like dealing with the chaos going on outside of this vault. I don't suppose that those three had anything interesting to say while you were helping them? The Looks like I may have to check in with our custodian Johnny later. He usually hears a thing or two, though I'd much rather people come to me than having to resort to gossip mills. Still, it can be hard for people to know who to trust. But enough about that. Now that you've helped me out, is there anything I can help you with? First, your reward. I'll arrange for something from our armory. I'm sure you'll find a good use for it in the future.
There was a landslide around the mansion?
It's good to have someone reliable to count on again. Maybe now we can start fixing things around here. Now that you've proven yourself useful, I have a sensitive situation that could use some in-person problem solving. The emergency alert in the organic sector has been triggered, something that requires proper authorization to do. As I understand it, the lab's head researcher Hilda Stoltz headed there not too long ago. I believe you're acquainted. It would appear she's gotten herself into danger. It's unlikely she'd seek outside meddling if it wasn't something serious. Undetermined. Hilda is the only one left who could have triggered the emergency signal. So we know she was there and alive not long ago. As you'll see, her research was unconventional. It involved studies of the lost. If something happened there, it's likely dangerous.
Before the accidents.
Get to the lab, assess the situation, and ensure Hilda returns here safely. If she's unwilling to return, convince her otherwise. She, and Mr. Stoltz for that matter, may believe her research takes priority over her safety. With her current numbers, that isn't a risk worth taking. With the tram tunnels collapsed, you should still be able to access organics from a cave nearby, used as a sort of ventilation system. If Hilda was able to make it there, I imagine you won't have too much trouble. But I'll provide a security key, just in case. Be prepared for the worst. I look forward to your return. It may not seem like much, but your help has been invaluable to us. Thank you.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storm.
What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our...
I'm surprised there are still people out
condition?
Oberlin looks a lot less stressed lately. Still seems distracted, though. Hope whatever's bothering him gets sorted soon.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
I mean, there were other vaults than ours. Are you really that surprised?
and slide around the mansion? I wonder how that happened.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
I'm really gonna miss Alfie.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks. You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know,
What brings you back
avoid
here?
accidents.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
What the hell are you doing in here? Get your filthy hands off her! What's that? Oh. I understand. I apologize. Truly. I'm just very protective of her, you know? She is my other half, and life is just not complete without her. Of course she has the key herself. I should have known. Nothing. She's perfect. Always has been. Always will be. The same incident that has put me into my condition. Well, it made her quiet. Tired. She'll be right in no time. All the more reason for you to get a move on with those weather machine blueprints. No? I don't think it's anyone's business to see my wife whenever they wish. I'm sure you wouldn't like that either if you were in her position. Just exposed for anyone to see like some animal in a zoo? No, not my Cassie. She deserves peace and quiet to recover. Is that what I've said? I suppose I revealed too much with too little context. Forgive me. Now isn't the time to discuss such things, not before you have a better grasp of what we are contending against here. Apologies for the confusion. I often forget just how unusual my situation has become. I was born blind, and lived that way even after becoming a ghoul, as you put it. However, as I've mentioned, an accident at this facility altered me, not unlike the lost that wander the surface. I see the world in pulses, wavelengths, a universe of violent synaptic connections, carving out and outlining every object and person. Navigation is trivial for me now. I was able to spot you in these sacred grounds even from my office. To the lost, I imagine this vision is a curse, a terrifying cataractous cloud that distorts their world. To me, it is a new life. Needless to say, I don't find myself bumping into things while getting around the vault anymore. Yes, very well. If you would excuse me, I would like a moment with my wife. Come find me when you have the blueprints.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
I believe you have something for me. Did I ask you to snoop around in our personal affairs? That was and is none of your business. Forget the petty gossip and focus on the task at hand. Am I making myself clear to you? Now, the blueprints. Have you found them yet? It is a step, yes. You'll be provided more information shortly. Do be patient. Remember, this is all new to you, but years in the making for us. Well, they're no good to me. I can't read them. Go deliver them to my daughter, Audrey. She's the one who's leading the effort to repair the weather machine. Oh, and before I forget, our conversation earlier, in Cassie's room. Water under the bridge, yes? I do hope we can keep that just between us. I'd hate for rumors to flutter about. The best. She's the most beautiful person. She keeps me balanced. We were never apart, and we collected the most wonderful memories together. Excuse me. This makes me rather emotional. Oh, and before you go off to Audrey, I would like you to indulge me in another thought exercise I've been meditating on. If you were to repair a ship by replacing it plank by plank, piece by piece, so much so that no single piece of wood from the original vessel remains, would you have a new ship? Or would it still be the original, only improved? Right you are, my friend. Both in the origins of the question and its complexity. Let's say for this example that we can agree that eventually it is a new ship. Because I think the more interesting question is, at what point does it become so? After half of the planks? After the final part is replaced? Perhaps the rudder? Or mast? If we were to change piece by piece, at what point do we become something entirely new? Huh? One moment. Let's perhaps hold on an answer. I'd rather that linger with you a bit. And you have important business to attend to. Now, off with you to see Audrey. She's buried in her books in the meteorology sector. I hope you have some good hiking boots. It's quite the trek. Safe travels.